It's about to get wild.
Let the raiders roll.
Yeah.
Let the truth unfold. Las Vegas in our veins. Like a story told. People went through the speakers. Shaking up your soul.
Yeah. We Lunatik real.
Always on the road.
On the strip like some insights, navigate the night. Truth in every state, pen and bitches so right. Love with a blend, it's a pretty cool. Yo, no, listen to the soul star. Pull your orb in that you can't ignore. The heart of Vegas need. The voice you can't ignore.
Let the raiders roll.
Yeah,
let the truth unfold. Las Vegas in our veins. Like a story told.
Yeah.
People went through the speakers. Shaking up your soul.
The Lunatik Radio Show.
Always on the road.
Skyline to the desert. Feel the rhythm of the beat. We're setting in the stage. Making history in the heat. Voices rise and fall. In a city that never sleeps.
Yeah.
The radio show keeps spinning. The secrets Vegas keeps.
Let the raiders roll. Let the truth unfold. Las Vegas in our veins. Like a story told.
Yeah.
Keep moving through the speakers. Shaking up your soul.
The Lunatik Radio Show.
Always on the road.
The city like splash me, right the biggest night news on the radio. About to hit another high, everything you wanna know. But the scoop make it fast. To facts tight, gotta make this moment last. We bring and go, half strip like the candy with style. It's about to get wild.
Let the raiders roll.
Yeah.
Let the truth unfold. Las Vegas in our veins. Like a story told. People went through the speakers. Shaking up your soul.
Yeah, we Lunatik real.
Always on the road.
On the strip like some insights, navigate the night. Truth in every state, pen and bitches so right. Love with a blend, it's a pretty cool. Yo, no, listen to the soul star. Pull your orb in that you can't ignore. The heart of Vegas need. The voice you can't ignore.
Let the raiders roll.
Yeah,
let the truth unfold. Las Vegas in our veins. Like a story told.
Yeah.
People went through the speakers. Shaking up your soul.
The Lunatik Radio Show.
Always on the road.
Skyline to the desert. Feel the rhythm of the beat. We're setting in the stage. Making history in the heat. Voices rise and fall. In a city that never sleeps.
Yeah.
The radio show keeps spinning. The secrets Vegas keeps.
Let the raiders roll. Let the truth unfold. Las Vegas in our veins. Like a story told.
Yeah.
Keep moving through the speakers. Shaking up your soul.
The Lunatik Radio Show.
Always on the road.
The city like splash me, right the biggest night news on the radio. About to hit another high, everything you wanna know. But the scoop make it fast. To facts tight, gotta make this moment last. We bring and go, half strip like in the candy with style. It's about to get wild.
Let the raiders roll.
Yeah.
Let the truth unfold. Las Vegas in our veins. Like a story told. People went through the speakers. Shaking up your soul.
Yeah, we Lunatik real.
Always on the
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome
Rise, my nation. Gather around and prepare. Our pride will be restored. Our shadow will fall with wicked damnation. Rise, my nation. Rise. This is your nation. This is our nation. This is the Raider Nation. Can you dig it?
What it is, Raider Nation. Welcome to another episode of the Lunatic Raider Show, right here on Raiders Allegiance with your boy Lunatic Raider. Today, we got a good show for you. Doing research, digging around, finding stats and things that add up to what it seems the Raiders are trying to do at the quarterback position. It's not an overnight thing, but it's something that's in the process, depending on the development of Cam Miller, depending on that's pretty much it, the development of Cam Miller. But we're going to get into it a little bit deeper. It has a lot to do with Chip Kelly's offense and the fit for quarterbacks in that system, and what it is that needs to be in a person's toolbox for them to be able to operate within the system at the quarterback position as well. So we're going to get into it. But first, we always know we got to shout out the world's most dangerous chat right here on YouTube, right here on Instagram, on X, formerly known as Twitter, and the Facebook group, Raiders Allegiance, man. Salute to y'all, man. Go check out those other platforms and follow if you can. If you have not, to those that's here for the first time, you know what to do. Subscribe to the channel, man. Like, do all that good shit, because once we hit 3,000 subscribers, I will be giving away a free TV to one lucky subscriber. You must be subscribed to enter. So that's just one thing that you have to do, but you will be receiving a free TV if chosen in a random draw. Shout out to Graham Cam, man. Thank you for pulling up, man. Appreciate you. Yes, indeed. We got Robert Pena in the building, and he's dropping what on you?
Time. There you go.
There you go. You already know. We got Billy Davis in the building, man. Salute to you, my brother. Hope all is well. James Firpo follows it up with who?
Time. There you go.
Follows it up with the Raiders. There you go. Shout out to everybody out there, man. We got Navy Vet in the building, man. Salute to you, my brother. Hope all is well. Yes, sir. Who else we got up in the building? SoCal Sal in the building, man. Thank you for pulling up, man. A pleasure to have you here amongst the rest of the nation. You feel me? Yeah, we in here, man. Hey, man. Hey, man. I sound like old boy from Hustle and Flow. Hey, man, I just white rhymes, man. Shout out to everybody, man. We got Eagle Terrier 207 in the building, man. Salute, man. Hope all is well. Hey, look, Navy Vet, you can't see the ring light in my glasses. I'm glad you pointed that out. I mean, I've seen it before, but I was like, they know I gotta have lights when I do this. It looks a little bit more dim without it, but hey, I got these two side lights on the side of me here, two on over each monitor, so we good. We are good, man. Let me get into this, man. Make sure we got everybody. We got Law City, we in the building. Player, 40 water. Shout out to my guy, man. Thank you for pulling up. Yes, indeed. And you know we can't do it without what? Without what?
My name is D-Nice. My name is D-Nice.
We can't do it without D-Nice, man. What up, my guy, man? Hope all is well with you, man. Thank you for pulling up, man, and supporting the channel, man, for real. Furpo's always active, boy. I like Furpo. Furpo off of sugar and caffeine. Let's go.
Time. There you go.
There you go. Let's go, boy. I got a good show for y'all today, man. Hope all is well. J-Dog in the building, man. Salute, man. Hope all is well. Let's go, baby. Let's go. You already know. Shoot. Lunatic Raiders show. Oh, there go Miss Peaches. Miss Peaches in the chat. There go my girl. She called me. She said, "Why? What happened? You still sleep?" I'm like, "No." She said, "Why you didn't go on at 3? I had to finish these videos up. I pushed it to 3:30. I'm making content for you guys to do a thorough breakdown. I don't like just giving you bits and pieces of my opinion of things. I want to get it fine-tuned so you can understand what it is that I'm trying to express. You know what I mean? So I really take pride in what I do and try to present it on a level that's professional. Even though I do cuss a lot like a sailor. Popeye the sailor, man. You know what I mean? Cussing like a sailor, man. But hey, we in here. Hey, Navy vet, I know he cuss like a motherfucker. Shout out to my guy, Navy vet, man. Salute. All right, man. Who else we got up in the building, man? I gotta go down. John Leon in the building. What it is, my guy. Salute to you. Thank you for pulling up. Yeah, man. We about to get active today. We got a good show, man, for y'all. Alex M in the building, and you already know Alex M comes back with the what?
From out of town. There you go. There you go.
We yelling at the top of our lungs. You feel me? Thank you for pulling up, man. I appreciate you. I'm scrolling down, trying to catch up. Okay, I think I got about caught up right now. All right. We got to let a few more people come up in here, man. I just sent out the links to all the Raider Facebook groups that I am in on Facebook. Yes, indeed. Shout out to y'all, man. We got a good show. We got a damn good show. I started sifting through all the information. The first thing we're going to address is the quarterbacks that we already had before the draft. We have Geno Smith through trade via Seattle with a 3rd round pick. And Aiden O'Connell was here previously the last 2 years. This is his 3rd year, 4th round pick out of Purdue. That is still amongst us. Now, Chip Kelly is now the highest paid offensive coordinator in the NFL with the Las Vegas Raiders. We know what offense he's bringing, up-tempo, little speed to it, you know what I mean? Which I like the up-tempo flow. I like the adjustments he made over the years with his different stops from Oregon, Philadelphia, the Niners, UCLA, and winning the national championship this previous season at Ohio State. One thing about his offense is you need the right quarterback fit to make this machine really go. Not just operate a little, you know what I mean? Operate 3/4 of what the effectiveness of it could be. You want a quarterback that allows you to open that whole playbook. That whole playbook, whether it's options and quarterback keepers and, you know what I mean, sitting in the pot. It's a variety or plethora of different talents that the quarterback must have to make this offense go. You don't have to be an elite pocket passer, but you must be an elite athlete. It's a dual threat type system that fits a dual threat type quarterback. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get into the breakdown of what we have and what we need and want for this system to really flourish. So without further delay, man, shout out to everybody out there, man. I appreciate y'all pulling up. Please, once again, subscribe to the channel. Let me make sure I got everybody before I get into it. Eric Raiders, haters, hunters, salute to you. Thank you for pulling up, man. I appreciate you for real. Who else we got? Yoshi in the building. What's up, man? Hey, salute. Thank you for pulling up. Appreciate it. So without further delay, man, we're going to get into the breakdown. This is Geno versus Aiden O'Connell, specifically for a Chip Kelly type offense. Which one is better suited? So let's go ahead and get into it.
Between Geno Smith and Aiden O'Connell, Geno Smith is the better fit for Chip Kelly's offense with the Raiders, but the fit is still not perfect. Here's a breakdown of how each QB aligns with Chip Kelly's offensive principles. Chip Kelly's system requires quick processing and RPO awareness, ability to operate at tempo, QB mobility, not necessarily elite but functional, comfort with play-action rollouts, decision-making on the move. Verdict: Geno Smith is the better fit. Geno Smith offers enough mobility, processing speed, and play-action ability to function within a Chip Kelly scheme, especially in a run-balanced offense that uses tempo and bootlegs. Aiden O'Connell, while intelligent and steady, is far too limited athletically to run the QB-kept zone reads, RPOs, and pace that Kelly thrives on. Geno may not be the ideal Chip Kelly quarterback, but he's the only viable option between the two in this offense.
And that's facts. He may not be the perfect fit for Chip Kelly offense, but for what was out there for us to achieve as a veteran quarterback to come in this system, Geno was the best out there we can get. Best out there we can get. And we got him. We got him. Just like Pete Carroll said, that he had interest in trying to get Geno Smith from Seattle and bring him here just because he trusts him and he believes in him to be able to get the job done. Now, can Chip Kelly tailor-made an offense to someone like Aiden O'Connell? Sure he could, but that would limit your playbook. There's going to be plays in that book that you will not run with Geno Smith where the aspect of Aiden O'Connell's game can pretty much be ran by any quarterback that you got to throw. Let's be able. Let's be honest with it. If you can be a pocket passer, then hey, so be it. But it's best to be an athletic, mobile quarterback within the system. Now, that's the versus of Geno Smith versus Aiden O'Connell. That is what we have now. Now, the thing that got me thinking was like when the draft happened and we seen Shedeur Sanders drop all the way to the 5th round, and then we get Cam Miller in the 6th. So I was thinking, well, why would, and everybody was mad that Raiders, you could have had Shedeur Sanders. But doing a deep dive into statisticals as well as college career stats and the fit for Chip Kelly's offense, Cam Miller, believe it or not, is a better fit for Chip Kelly's offense than Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders wants to be more of a pocket passer, which he is. He can be mobile, but he'd rather not. He kind of reminds me of Michael Penix Jr. When Michael Penix was in Washington, he never ran the ball really, just small little chunks here and there, nothing major. I'm talking about 2 or 3 yards. So in the stats would tell you, it would make you think that maybe Michael Penix is not mobile, not that athletic, until he got to the combine and ran a 4.45. Then people knew right there Michael Penix could run. But Michael Penix he wants to be a pocket passer. Remember, sometimes I tell you we're in a situation where your gift is your curse. Your gift, you're able to be athletic and run. Your curse, a lot of coaches want to utilize that more than they want to utilize you in the pocket and just sit there and throw. So a lot of times quarterbacks, in order to be considered an elite type quarterback and able to go to the next level, they press themselves into being and conform to being a pocket passer because they want to show that aspect of their game and not the fact that they're just an athlete like a Richardson in Indianapolis where you can just run and your passing ain't that great. And I understand that. Trying to get to the next level, you got to take that stigma off of you that he just can run. You know what I mean? So quarterbacks like Shedeur Sanders, Michael Penix Jr. are in the same realm of they don't want to just exploit. And they're not the fastest guys, but we see Michael Penix was fast. Not too sure with Shedeur, but I noticed Shedeur can move within the pocket, but he doesn't like to tuck it and run. This offense is going to require you at times to tuck it and run. So without further delay, man, let's get back into it. Now we're going to get into Cam Miller and Shedeur Sanders. This is going to be a breakdown of their career, collegiate stats for their whole career in college, a breakdown, and pay attention. You'll notice Shedeur got Cam Miller beat in the passing game as far as the more attempts, more touchdowns, but Cam Miller's tearing his ass up on the ground. This is a dual threat quarterback in Cam Miller. Shedeur's a pocket passer. This is why Shedeur does not fit our system, but don't listen to me. Let's get into the stat breakdown of the college stats of their career.
Shedeur Sanders and Cam Miller both had standout college football careers, though in different divisions and styles. Here's a side-by-side comparison of their collegiate statistics and achievements. Shedeur Sanders, QB, Jackson State, 2021, 2022, and Colorado, 2023, 2024. Games started, 50. Passing yards, 14,327. Passing touchdowns, 134. Interceptions, 27. Completion percentage, 70.1%. Passer rating, 158.4. Rushing yards, 29. Rushing touchdowns, 17. Notable achievements, 2024. Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award winner. 2024. Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year. 2021, Jerry Rice Award, top FCS freshman. Set Colorado single-season records for passing yards, 4,134, and touchdowns, 37, in 2024. Led Colorado to a 9-4 record and an Alamo Bowl appearance in 2024. Cam Miller QB, North Dakota State, 2020-2024. Games played, 67. Games started, 56. Passing yards, 9,720. Passing touchdowns, 81. Interceptions, 19. Completion percentage, 69.3%. Passer rating, 164.7. Rushing yards, 2,277. Rushing touchdowns, 48. Notable achievements, 2 FCS National Champion, 2021-2024. 2024 NCAA Division I Football Championship MVP. 2024 First Team FCS All-American. 2024 MVFC Offensive Player of the Year. Holds NDSU career records for total offense, 11,998 yards. Passing completions, 759. And tied the school record for total touchdowns responsible, 129. Comparison summary. Passing proficiency. Both quarterbacks showcased exceptional passing skills, with Sanders amassing over 14,000 passing yards and Miller achieving nearly 10,000. Sanders had a slight edge in completion percentage and total passing touchdowns. Dual threat capability. Miller demonstrated significant dual threat ability, rushing for over 2,200 yards and 48 touchdowns, highlighting his versatility. In contrast, Sanders contributed modestly on the ground. Team success. Miller led North Dakota State to 2 FCS national championships, emphasizing his leadership and team success. Sanders had a notable impact at Colorado, leading them to a winning season and bowl appearance in 2024. Accolades. Sanders received national recognition with awards like the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award, while Miller earned honors such as the FCS All-American and Conference Player of the Year. In summary, Sanders excelled as a prolific passer in the FBS, while Miller's dual threat capabilities and leadership brought significant success in the FCS. Both quarterbacks left indelible marks on their respective programs.
So there's that breakdown right there. It proves through the stats that Cam Miller's a better athlete, a better fit for a dual threat system. Now, if we was just a pocket passing type situation, you would not need Shedeur Sanders because you have Aiden O'Connell. Aiden O'Connell and Shedeur falls within the same category of the type of quarterbacks that both of them are. Cam Miller's a different type. That's why I said when we were looking at quarterbacks for next year's draft, it was all dual threats that we were looking at, whether it was Arch Manning or Lenore Sellers and so forth. These are guys that are dual, that can run and throw, and this is what Chip Kelly wants. This is what his offense is predicated on. So it's not saying that Shedeur is not a good quarterback. He's a good quarterback in the right system. Same with Cam Miller. Now, Cam Miller coming from FCS, people are going to look at him as he's a downgrade because of the competition he went up against. But like Spytek said, even if you come out of the FCS, if you show that you dominate everybody else, then it doesn't matter that you were in the FCS. You dominated everybody. And this kid from 2021 to 2024 was FCS champion as well as MVP. So, and a leader and all that else counts what Spytek and P. Carroll wants in a player as well. So that's just that part. Now we get into the nitty gritty. That's the career college statistics comparing both Shedeur Sanders with Cam Miller. Now let's go head to head versus each other in a Chip Kelly offense. This is where it's going to get interesting for real, for real. All right, so here's the comparison between Shedeur Sanders and Cam Miller, both what they bring to the table and what they bring to the Chip Kelly offensive system.
Here is a comparison breakdown between Shedeur Sanders, Colorado, and Cam Miller, North Dakota State, focusing on unique attributes each quarterback possesses that the other does not, based on their collegiate film, system, and projected NFL traits. Shedeur Sanders, unique attributes, 6'2", 215 pounds. Pocket poise under duress. Sanders consistently maintains composure in collapsing pockets, showing advanced mental processing even when under pressure. Quick release and mechanics. He possesses a clean, quick release with efficient mechanics, NFL ready in how he delivers the ball from the pocket. High-level field vision. Excellent at scanning and reading complex defenses, often manipulating safeties with his eyes. Deep ball timing. Sanders shows elite anticipation on deep routes, placing balls where only his receiver can make a play. NFL-level arm talent, has a stronger arm with more zip and range than Miller, especially when throwing outside the numbers. Polish from a pro system. Played in Sean Lewis's system and under Deion Sanders' guidance, learning pro concepts and pre-snap reads. Cam Miller, unique attributes. 6'1", 205 pounds, dual threat athleticism. More of a run threat than Sanders, Miller thrives in designed QB runs and scrambles with natural agility and acceleration. Zone read expertise. Has advanced experience in the zone read offense, executing it with timing and decisiveness at a high level. Play action and bootleg efficiency. Extremely effective on the move in rollouts and bootlegs, often used in NDSU's run-heavy play-action schemes. Lower turnover rate. Historically more conservative with the football, making fewer risky throws compared to Sanders' more aggressive style. Game manager mentality. While not flashy, Miller thrives in staying on schedule and executing with efficiency within structured game plans. Experience in winning culture. Part of a championship-caliber program at NDSU, with significant success and leadership in big-game situations. Summary. Shedeur Sanders. Pro-ready arm, poise under pressure, elite processing and mechanics, and better NFL traits as a passer. Cam Miller. Mobile threat, strong play-action skills, low-risk decision-making, zone read specialist, field general, and run-first offenses. If you're looking for a polished passer for a pro-style or spread system, Shedeur Sanders has the edge. If you're building around a run-first scheme with mobility and efficient decision-making, Cam Miller brings value that Sanders doesn't match. A Chip Kelly offense is defined by up-tempo pace, spread formations, zone read run game, quick reads and RPOs, quarterback mobility. The Las Vegas Raiders made the right decision in drafting Cam Miller over Shedeur Sanders if their offense is being led by Chip Kelly as offensive coordinator. Here's a detailed explanation tailored to that system. Why Cam Miller was the right choice for Chip Kelly's offense system. Fit matters more than star power. While Shedeur Sanders is widely considered a more polished NFL passer, Chip Kelly's offensive system prioritizes fit over flash, specifically needing a quarterback who can run, make quick decisions, and operate at tempo. Cam Miller checks those boxes better than Sanders. Summary. Cam Miller is a high-floor, scheme-specific quarterback built for a Chip Kelly system. His dual-threat capabilities and comfort in tempo make him a logical and practical choice, even if Shedeur Sanders has more NFL-style arm talent and polish. Yes, the Raiders made the right decision. In a Chip Kelly system, Cam Miller is not just the better fit. He's the quarterback who can make the offense function the way it's designed to.
And that's right. That's all I want to say here right there. Cam Miller is a better fit in this offense than Shedeur Sanders. It's not a knock on Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders is a better fit in a spread type offense. But you got Cam Miller, who's in a zone read offense, who's a specialist at that. And that's exactly what this offense is to Chip Kelly. If they can develop Cam Miller, and that's an if. I know he's a 6th-round pick, but he's coming from the FCS. A lot of people are not going to hold FCS quarterbacks to a cup of, you know what I mean? I was going to say cup of water, but shit, that's not what it is. But can't hold it to a match that you can't get the best of him from what he can do in this system. He's a perfect fit. Now, how do we achieve the unexpected by taking a lower caliber quarterback? Because people's going to say that because he went to North Dakota State, but yet all his accolades put him above everybody else. So he could easily been Division I somewhere with, you know what I mean, in the Big 10, the Big 12, the Pac-10, all that shit. He could have been there too, but he chose to stay at North Dakota State, 2 national championships, MVP, you know what I mean, and better suited for this offense. Now, just like I said, how can we achieve that with Cam Miller? What will it take for Cam Miller to be the heir apparent to Geno Smith? Geno Smith, yes, This is crazy because Cam Miller is even better suited for this offense than Geno Smith is. But Geno Smith was the best available that we can get for this system. That's all that was. That was just the best out there that we could get that can work this system. Not to the fullest potential, but work the system. Cam Miller was specific, and I know this was a Chip Kelly pick. I know all this offense shit was Chip Kelly's that was his choice. Give me Cam Miller. I know he did the research and like who fits what I'm trying to do that we can get legitimately in the draft. And they went out there and got him. Now, we know he has the potential with a high floor, like they said, to fit this system. But what do they have to do to get him to that point? Well, let's continue on, shall we? And find out, is Cam Miller the heir apparent to Geno Smith? Let's go.
Cam Miller could be a strong candidate to be the heir apparent to Geno Smith for the Raiders, especially if Chip Kelly is running the offense. Here's a strategic breakdown of why this makes sense, and what factors still need consideration. Why Cam Miller makes sense as Geno Smith's successor. 1. Scheme continuity. Geno Smith can operate Chip Kelly's system with competence due to his mobility and experience. Cam Miller is a more natural long-term fit for that same system, offering greater mobility, zone read capability, and upside as a dual-threat quarterback. 2. Development timeline. Miller comes from a smaller program, NDSU, and will need time to adjust to NFL speed and defensive complexity. Sitting behind Geno Smith allows Miller to develop his mechanics, timing, and command of the offense without immediate pressure. 3. Playstyle evolution. Geno is a pocket-first passer with mobility. Cam Miller is a run-capable quarterback with developing pocket skills. The stylistic bridge isn't too wide, allowing the Raiders to slowly integrate more QB run and RPO elements over time as Miller takes over. 4. Cap flexibility. With Geno on a short-term deal, Miller gives the Raiders a cost-effective, controllable option if he develops well. Caveats and development needs. Miller must prove he can win from the pocket and not rely solely on athleticism. Needs to improve intermediate accuracy and post-snap decision-making against NFL defenses. The Raiders need to invest in coaching, game reps, and preseason snaps to bring him along. Verdict: if Chip Kelly's offense remains the system, Cam Miller should be groomed as Geno Smith's successor. His fit, upside, and learning opportunity behind a veteran like Geno create an ideal long-term QB transition plan for the Raiders.
And the transition plan is beautiful. You would not be set for Cam Miller to take over at starter till 2027. 2027. That means this year he sits behind Geno. And maybe not even backup. They keep Aiden O'Connell because you got to have that veteran there. But I think, to be honest with you, this is Aiden O'Connell's last year here. Because once Cam Miller gets this first year to learn the system, which is a system he's familiar with, because that's what he does, it's just inevitable. And you give him 2025 and 2026, where 2026 he moves up to become backup to Geno, which 2026 will be Geno's last year. All that money comes off the cap, and now you got a 6th-round pick taken over in 2027 with a low salary to allow you to go spend money on the top-tier talent in free agency, whether it's linebacker, corner, safety, offensive lineman. Now you are in contention of getting the biggest names in free agency within the next 2 years. Because now your salary, that $35 million Geno's getting, comes off the books once he's gone. And Cam Miller is moving in on a 4-year deal. 4-year deal, a 6th-round pick that's going to allow you to move that money around to really develop and fill holes on his team. It's a perfect scenario. But the key of that is you must be able, and when I say you, I'm speaking of the coaching staff and the coordinators, must be able to develop Cam Miller to be next in line for this system. He has all the attributes to do it. Now he needs the coaching. That's why I said Aiden O'Connell, Hey, bruh, you got one more year to back up Geno. You got to have a veteran quarterback to back up a veteran quarterback. He's not as long in the tooth as Geno Smith, AOC that is, but he has knowledge. He can play the game, even though you won't be able to open up your offense like you intend to do unless you have that right quarterback in the position of playing that dual threat quarterback in that zone read. So I'm just waiting to see. Like I said, you're not promised Cam Miller will develop. You still go in next year, and if there's a quarterback available that does, and there's a gang of quarterbacks coming out next year that all fit the mold of being in this type of offense. Does Arch Manning come out next year and not return back to college and fall in our lap because everybody in the NFL done got quarterbacks already? Possibility. Where do we finish amongst the draft order next season? How many wins do we get? Are we going to be back at 6, 7, 8 again? Are we going to be at 15, 16, 17, or 20 and 21, 22? Where do we get ourselves at in the draft next year? But it's not going to really be a big concern because, like I said, a lot of these teams in the NFL have drafted their quarterbacks already. So even with Cam Miller, 6th-round pick, you don't lose anything if he doesn't pan out, but a 6th-round pick. Remember, we had 3 of those. So now you go into next year, and if you're in the 1st round, and like I said, an Arch Manning falls in your lap, a Lenore Sellers falls in your lap, you squeeze the trigger. You grab him. Now you make Cam Miller compete with him. It's always about getting your team better. We did it at tight end last year. We had Michael Mayer, but that didn't stop them from getting Brock Bowers to continue the competition to make sure the best guy at that position is starting. That's all. That's the only way you're going to get better. Putting the best guy in the position. Bottom line. So I'm looking at this quarterback situation like we as fans don't know shit about Cam Miller. But what kind of tipped me off before the draft? See, I was tipped off to him before the draft, but I really blew it off like, you know what I mean? And then I start diving into the stats and what he's able to do and what kind of system he fits. And wait a minute. Wait a minute. Did Chip Kelly just find a diamond in the rough for his system? Because with the top 30 visits, you do know Cam Miller was one of the quarterbacks that was here in a top 30. And that's with Shador and Cam Ward and Ewers and Show and come on, Howard. And the list continues. Moreau. The list, all the top quarterbacks came in here, and here come little old Cam Miller amongst that group. A third of your top 30 were quarterbacks. I think there was like 7 or 8 visits. So that kind of tipped me like, because when I said North Dakota State, when he had top 30, let me go see this dude. And I'm like, only 205 pounds. He's only 6'1". But then again, I start thinking, well, if they do, this is a project. This is a Chip Kelly project. But I think Chip Kelly think he can make shit work with his guy. So you put Cam Miller in a situation where he's behind Geno for 2 years. He's going to add weight. They're gonna put him on a regiment of getting his weight up. He's going to get his weight up. I think you get him about you could throw 15 on him, 220. I take a 6'1", 220 quarterback that's a dual threat that can run this system to a T, that's been in this system before. That's what gives him the advantage. People say, oh, Aiden O'Connell, he ran option. He looks like a brand new baby giraffe out there running, bruh. He looks awkward, and he was clocked at a 4.940. Just to let that be known. You got defensive ends faster than him. That's how he got hurt, was trying to run. Remember, he ran and threw the ball and they pushed him in the back. He fell, and just that just easy of a fall. Bone bruise on the knee. Got an air cast and got carted off. Come on, bruh. Come on. Chewy's NFL games and news. Salute. Who's slow as fuck? Well, Aiden O'Connell? Aiden O'Connell was slow as shit. Cam Miller is a 4.6. for a quarterback that's not supposed to, you know what I mean? He ain't the fastest dude, but he can run this offense. He go watch his highlights. You know what I mean? I can see it. But yeah, if you talk about AOC, bro, yes. When I see AOC, I see a sloth wearing the number 12 jersey. The kind of sloth that be like, can you grab me that Diet Coke, please? You know, that kind of shit, bruh. Bambi legs. Hey, for real. You said what? You said you y'all stupid. Y'all stupid. He said so slow in reverse, bruh. I say, man, don't make me go back. I'll look for that video tomorrow. But man, I'm telling you, I seen AOC run, bro. He's just not naturally an athlete, and that's okay. See, people saying we trash on him. We're not trashing on him. We're just saying that he's not mobile, and it's funny when you try to watch him think he's mobile. When like there's games, you go through the games that he rushed for -2 yards in this game. He got 1 yard in that game. 2 yards in this game. -1 yard in that game. And it's like your numbers show you're not a runner. And it's kind of bad that you try to force a pocket passing quarterback that's not mobile to try to be mobile. Oh, he's mobile. Just because you run don't make you mobile. I mean, in football terms, you know what I mean? Everybody in football can run. When you do gassers, you're running. Everybody runs. That doesn't mean you do it well. Doesn't mean you're going to elude the presence of a defensive end or a D tackle or linebacker on your ass. Period. You're not going to do a push-tush. Look, you're not going to, I said it all backwards. You're not going to do a tush-push with AOC. Facts. You'll never do that. You'll never do a tush-push with AOC. He's not built like that. And it's not shitting on him. It's just he's better at being a pocket passer, and he needs to be in a system that requires the quarterback to be a pocket passer. That's it. But you're going to have a bomb-ass offensive line in order to make that even transpire into reality. That's all I'm saying. But Cam Miller, keep your eye on Cam Miller. I'm not saying he's going to pan out, but let's see what Greg Olsen and Chip Kelly can turn this kid into with 2 years of being able to work with him. You're not going to put him on the practice squad to risk him being taken by another team. He's going to make the 53-man roster, and as far as it goes now, he most likely will be the emergency quarterback that doesn't dress down on he'll have to be dressed down if the be emergency, which allows a team to have 49. Shout out to Zavir. But yeah, that's the way the rules go with the emergency quarterback. Because if Geno Smith and AOC is his backup and Geno Smith gets put out, what you think is most likely going to happen with AOC going into a game where a defense just put a mobile quarterback out in Geno Smith and you got a statue coming in that's only 210 pounds? You know what I mean? He got 3 more inches on Cam Miller and only 5 more pounds. And that was the same knock on old boy with Washington. Jaden McDaniels he was 210 pounds as well at 6'4". So I'm just saying, I understand why we did not take Shedeur Sanders. He's not a system fit, period. I think he's better off with Cleveland, or Cleveland could. It didn't matter because Cleveland could have took him in the first round if they wanted to. They got him in the 6th. Bottom line is he went to Cleveland, and everybody was assuming that Cleveland was going to draft him in the top anyway. You know what I mean? But that's not what happened. So he ended up with the team. I hope they just don't shit on his career and shit him away. Like, bruh. You know what I mean? But we'll see how that unfolds. But Cam Miller is very intriguing in his offense because he's suited for it and he done ran it. That's the key. He done ran it. But now you go from FCS. Now you got Jacoby Myers and Brock Bowers, and you got Ashton Genty as your running back, and you added more pieces to the offensive line, and you're steadily trying to tinker with that at the guard spots to get the right starting 5. Once you figure that out, we hitting the ground running. We hitting the ground running. Jack Besh is out there doing his thing. Thornton with the speed. Trey Tucker out there with the speed. And here's another thing I want to put on your guys' mind before I get up out of here. Imagine this. And I've been thinking, I've been hearing all this stuff with, well, like in the news lately, it's been Travis Hunter getting married, no prenup. You know what I mean? She's pregnant. He gonna be moving in the locker room after she's done with him. Broke. But if Travis Hunter can play both ways, do you believe, I'm just as a question, do you believe Porter will have a couple of packages built for him in this offense? Because with 4.3 speed, that's equivalent to Thornton's 4.3, and he's 6'2", Thornton's 6'5". That's two large, fast-ass guys, and one of them played receiver for 3 years before becoming a corner for one. Do you believe Porter will get in on the offense a couple of times this year? Like if it's 3rd and 15 or 3rd and 20, do you put him and Thornton out there? Hell, him, Thornton, and Trey Tucker. If you got to go deep to get the first down or on a Hail, well, not even a Hail Mary because everybody's going to be dropping back. But on a 3rd and long, do you see Porter getting in on the offense a couple of times this year? I think Chip Kelly's one of them guys that, hey, Pete, hey, put Porter in. I'm going to put Porter and Thornton in. We got to go deep, bro. Them penalties, hey, whatever, and it's usually gonna probably be penalties too that we get hit, because you know how the refs like to hit us with penalties. Let me see. Yeah, Malik Williams from UNLV. That's another dual threat quarterback. See, that's what I'm saying. You got Cam Miller, Malik Williams, and Geno Smith, and then you got AOC. One of them don't belong. One of them out of those 4 quarterbacks don't belong. And Carter Bradley, you don't know what he gonna bring to the table in this offense. But Cam Miller was handpicked by Chip Kelly and was signed off on by Tom Brady, saying he has room for improvement. And that's a good thing. When people say you got room for improvement, that's meaning you can improve where others say he's hit a ceiling already. He ain't gonna get no better than that. So Cam Miller, keep your eye on him, man. Let me get my ass up out of here before I go off to work this evening. But salute to y'all, man. I appreciate y'all for pulling up. I just wanted to do a breakdown of what we have at quarterback and what we went and got and what we need. And it looks to me that Cam Miller was and is in the selection over Shedeur Sanders because of fit. Purely on fit. That's all it was. Wasn't because Shedeur is not a good quarterback or there's a well, I don't know what the rest of the league was doing, not drafting them. But for us, for our system, we got the guy that fits it. Can they develop him? We're here for the smoke. You feel me? So with that being said, man, you guys enjoy your hump day. Be safe out there, man. I will see you guys. Hold on, where my shit at? Hold on, y'all. I'm tripping. I know I didn't delete it. Oh no, it is. It's up here. I'm tripping. But with that being said, man, you guys enjoy your hump day. Be safe. Make it back home to your loved ones. Lunatic will see y'all tomorrow. Same Raider time, same Raider channel, right here on Raiders Allegiance, man. It's the Lunatic Raiders Show. Thank y'all for pulling up. Please subscribe, like, and share if you have not done so. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. And like I always say about this time, I'm out this bitch.